was very enamored of Mina. As a matter of fact, my mother's both of her parents were dead by the time she was not quite 18. I think a few months shy of 18. And so she went to Radcliffe. And so when her parents died, she moved in with Mrs. Edison in her house in West Orange, New Jersey. And she had always been very close to Mina in the fact that in 1931, when Thomas Edison died, when Mina came to Chautauqua, she brought my mother, Nancy. And so from there on, about 1931, she would spend pretty much every summer with Mrs. Edison until she died. Well, she really liked the Bird Tree and Garden Club, and she was very much interested in nature and the environment, birds particularly. Everybody in the family had a bird call, so when they walked through the front door of the house, they'd whistle their bird call, and she would reply, and so she knew who arrived. So that was kind of a little thing that she did. I know that, Lewis Miller, of course, was the inventor of the Buckeye mower, and that was very successful.
Yeah.
It was equivalent to, in the 1860s and 70s, 80% of the population of the United States was involved in farm machinery. It was involved in farming. We were in Austria at the stud farm for the Lipizzan horses. And in their antique farm machinery barn, they had one of those mowers. And so his wife, along with a couple of daughters, started a finishing school there in Akron. Mind you, all the kids have gone, the boys mainly had gone to Yale, and the girls had gone to various Eastern finishing schools, which was sort of the equivalent of a college for girls those days. And Lewis Miller actually was on the board, and I think he was the president of Union College in Alliance, Ohio. And they were one of the first colleges to actually have women in it, and which was, of course, part of his direction as well.
Yeah.
So to go forward, the two girls that were helping their mother run the finishing school, one of them, Akron, the water went bad in the city of Akron. And so she started a bottled water company. Of course, a woman in those days in turn of the century, having her own company was extremely unusual.
Yeah.
She was very successful, and she invested some money in a little startup company that turned into Quaker Oats, and she literally made $1 million.
Oh.
So
Wow.
the women entrepreneurs, they didn't sit around and say, "Woe is me." They did something about it. And, let's put it this way: she certainly wouldn't be sitting around on a porch just having tea. That's for sure. She might do that, but that she would be engaged in what was going on. Basically, take advantage of whatever offer is before you. Such as going to college, getting involved in organizations that you have a passion for. Whether it's environmental or medical or whatever, engineering, mathematics. Good home, versus necessarily having it, just selling it to a private individual. So the contents of the house probably roughly basically almost 100% of the furnishings in the house are all original. The books on bookshelves in the place are original to Mina, and some of them are original all the way back to Lewis Miller, which we managed to track down. Even some of the furniture was Lewis Miller's, because we found a 13-page invoice from an interior decorator company in New York. And one of the things on that thing was green paint. And by God, when I had the antique people go through do the appraisal of everything, they said, "Oh, this furniture never would have been painted. Bingo, it was green, so it's original to the house."
Yeah.
So I'm positive there's no actual document to say that it is, but the common sense would just tell you, and that the fact that that particular furniture was of the period manufactured during Louis Miller's